morning. Happy Friday, all empathically sensitive souls. We've made it. We've got to Friday. Wahoo! How is everyone doing? How did the week go? I know we got one more day left, but it was a very crazy, topsy-turvy, fast, slow week. There were moments that were really fast and there were moments that were really slow. It was kind of strange. On Monday, we pulled the card, Heal the Ouch and Coming Apart. Sometimes you have to work on healing yourself, healing what hurt you, healing what hurts. And part of that is learning forgiveness. To forgive others, because once you forgive others, that releases your contract with them. It releases you to let go of the hurt. But what about forgiving yourself? Forgiving yourself for not feeling good enough, for letting others run you over or make you feel like you're a doormat, or position themselves in a way that make you feel that you always have to appease them, being the chronic people pleaser, always being the one that helps and gives but can't receive, for not knowing what you know now. But you know what? It's called life and it's learning. At one point, everything was new, right? You didn't know how to walk. You didn't know how to talk. You didn't know how to operate a computer or a smartphone. It's all learning. So forgive yourself for not knowing what you thought now you should have known then. And release that pain, release that hurt. As an intuitive emotional healer, that's my job. I help guide you. I help you unbecome and then re-become. Unbecome what no longer serves you. Your nervous system is going to freak out because it's so used to a certain way that you operate that to insert a new program, it's scary. And a lot of times it doesn't play nice. And that's okay. It's called growth. It's called learning. It's called unbecoming and re-becoming you. And wouldn't that be so exciting to do? Is to become who you want to become, who you thought you could be as a child. If you think back to your childhood, what did you want to be when you grow up? I was asked that question in another class I'm in, and you know what? It freaked me out, because as I'm thinking back, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I was never asked that question. What do you want to be when you grow up? What's your dreams and goals and aspirations? What do you want to do? Do I want to dig in the dirt and be a gardener? Or do I want to dig in the dirt and dig up dinosaur bones? Do I want to be a nurse and help heal broken bones? Or do I want to be a psychologist and help heal broken souls? What do I want to be when I grow up? I didn't know. It took me a lifetime of trials and tribulations and working and learning and working on my inner self, my shadow self, to realize I've always been the healer. I've always been the helper. I've always been the person that people come to help make sense of their life. But I was never asked as a kid. And if I would go back and ask the kid now, what did I want to be? I don't know that I could come up with anything. But then the teacher said, what brought you joy as a child? What brings you joy now? And for a lot of us, I get up, I go to work, I make the donuts, I come home, I make supper, I get ready, I go to bed. I get up, I make the donuts, right? It's a continual cycle because we're all in survival mode. But what makes us happy? What would bring us joy? When my niece comes over, my great niece comes over, we'll sit and color for hours, hours on end. I'm fighting a head cold or something, and the drainage, is really getting to me this morning. But to find things that bring you joy, walking in nature, go hug a tree, listening to the robins are back. The red-winged blackbirds are now back. The sandhill cranes, the swans, the not that the swans ever left, the geese are back. Sit outside and listen to the sounds of nature. Put some favorite music on and dance around the house. Find your joy. Forgive yourself for not knowing now what you thought you should have known then. Forgive yourself for not knowing, because you didn't. My great niece was having some troubles in school, and she is feeling not as quick on learning her spelling words as some of the other kids. And she was pretty shy and she didn't want to ask questions in class. I said, well, what are you going to school for? She was 8 years old at the time. And she kind of looked at me. I said, well, what's the reason? Why are you in school? She didn't know what to say. I said, well, aren't you learning? Well, yeah. I said, isn't that why we all go to school, is to learn? Yeah. I said, then how do you know the words if you've never learned them before? Oh, yeah. I said, it's all learning. You're not expected to know everything. If you knew everything, why are you in school? You could test out and go get a job, help pay bills, do what the rest of us do. She was stunned that it's okay to ask questions, and the reason you ask questions is because you don't know yet. You're still learning. That's the whole point of going to school, of taking a class, of trying something new. And I freak out when I try something new. I remember it was probably 10 years ago, and fresh garlic freaked me out because I didn't know how to take it apart, to take the skins off, and to crush it or chop it or whatever. It freaked me out. I've never done it before. It scared the daylights. I had to have my older sister show me how to chop and cut and process a fresh clove of garlic. It sounds ridiculous now, but it's something I couldn't comprehend and wrap my head around. Now, could I have Googled how to do it? Well, sure. But I don't want to go buy a head of garlic and then I sit there and stare and I go, what am I supposed to do with this? So sometimes a helping hand, as in someone shows you the way or guides you the way or teaches you, helps you move forward. If you want to move forward, if you want to start working on your own forgiveness path, let me know. As an intuitive emotional healer, that's my job. I help you unbecome so you can rebecome who you want to be. If that resonates, let me know. Put a comment, direct message me, reply to any of my emails, and let's see and get working on becoming the new you for this new year, because it's now going to be spring in what, 5 days? 8 days? I don't do adding, especially this early in the morning. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. We have 70 degrees today. Tomorrow we have our annual St. Patty's Day parade, and it's supposed to be 50 degrees, high winds, raining, turning into snow by the afternoon. Well played, Mother Nature. Well played. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend despite the crazy weather. Take care, everyone. I'll check back in on Monday.